when your body and brain is in a low space, weirdly, counterintuitively, I would say your body and brain doesn't like change, so likes to stay in the same space. So if you are in a low space, your body and brain is like, okay, I'm going to stay like this though, because at least I know what this is like. I know what this is like. I don't want to challenge
Yeah.
this feeling. I want to stay in this space, even though you're not having a nice time. You're not enjoying yourself. You're, having a bad evening. But then, I think we alluded to this last week as well. You're more likely to reject opportunities to change that feeling, to change that thing. So if your friend's like, "Oh, let's go out today," but you're in a low space, you're in a low mood. You're like, "No, not today, mate. I'm not going to make it. I can't be asked," or something like that. You're not going to be able to put yourself in a position where you can change the situation your body and brain are in, which is therefore going to change the mind you get to live inside. It just means that you are stuck in that space. So we want to focus today's episode on the idea of challenging those feelings and the ways that you can challenge those feelings and change them. Even in a depressing, sad day like Blue Monday, you can always find bits of joy. You can challenge yourself to change the feelings that you're having every single day.
For real. For real, man. And I just think I think I use an example from my life, like recently, a Saturday morning, my brother, I've spoken about him on the podcast before.
Shout out, Jim.
The absolute freak of nature he is, man. And he's sickening how honest he is with things, which makes me, a lovely amount of reflection needed when I spend time with him because he makes me so angry. So it's one of those where it's just like, so him and his pal, lovely fella, he owns his own gym and coffee shop right in the Witterings. Um, Shout out to him, man, because what an amazing guy. What a lovely bloke as well. So on Saturday, they invited me. We go watch Spurs. All three of us got up to watch Spurs, and one of
You
my other
poor
pals
thing.
from back home. So that's a pretty resilient building activity and all. So, um,
Talking about Blue
we
Monday.
had talk about blue Saturdays, Sundays, whenever we're playing. They're blue days, man. Let me tell you. Um, so we got Spurs together, and so yeah, I used to have times in my life where I was extremely physically active. Most of my formative years were very probably abnormally a bit active and demanding, hence a few issues I've had physically. So when I left that world and moved into a different world of academia and all those sorts of things, my need and my sort of desire to exercise diminished massively, right? And probably when I met my partner and I was still up until that point when I was about 21, 22, I was working out and felt good about myself, was looking good, felt wonderful. And then as soon as I met my partner and the stars aligned in that way, I just sort of dropped off and work picked up and all those things. And it just led to me being a more sedentary and lazy and moody because of it. So they invited me to go to the gym. All right. They said, come to my gym, have a little group workout session on Saturday morning down at Witterings. Takes me about 45, 50 minutes to get there, right? And as you are aware, and as you do as well, as you have moved now as well, like we travel a lot, right? We are Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we are on the road. I live miles away from anywhere that we are. So there's a lot of travel involved. Gets to Saturday, I'm getting there with a story. I'm taking the gyrator here, so it's
This is how you
Saturday
drive.
morning.
The long
Yeah, for
route.
real. So yeah, it is. So Saturdays, they said come gym. They ran 30 kilometers around Witterings before I got to the gym at 8:30 in the morning. All right.
Oh man.
So I dragged myself out of bed at about 7:30. I drive an hour to get there, 50 minutes to get to Witterings. I roll up, bowl up, yawning, tired, grumpy. And I see these
Coffee in one hand.
coffee in one hand, pastry in the other. These three, these three geezers are just bowling along the road
Oh,
where the gym is. Not even look like they've broken a sweat, mate. I was like, yes, man, my brother. I was like, what time did you get up this morning? 5. You got up at 5 in the morning to get to the place they were going to meet to run for 6, and then ran an hour and a half, 2 hours back to the gym to then do a 45-minute intensive hit workout session at the gym that this geezer owns. And I did that session. I had to dip in and out of the circuits because I was done in for. I was dead on my feet. I was dead, mate. I was so tired. There was this old boy I was doing like pairs with, one on, one off. He was killing me, man. He was absolutely destroying me. made me look like a fool, man. So yeah, so but they was all being so nice, like it's all right, mate. I just lying on the floor. It's just like it's all right, mate. You're doing well. You're doing well. Okay, cheers, Phil. But like, it's one of those where I did it, and my brother after was like, "How did that feel, man?" I was like, "It felt horrible. It felt absolutely
Felt
disgusting. I
terrible,
felt
mate.
sick. My
Mm.
legs hurt. I wanted to just not be here." And I think just to say that is like, I got home. I was buzzing. I was so happy with
Yeah.
myself. Like, I think it's a falsehood that you feel those things straight away. Because as I said, in the moment, disgusting, hated it.
Hmm.
After the fact, I felt a little bit embarrassed, to be quite frank with you, about how far I've fallen in terms of physical grace. But then we all went to his coffee shop and had a nice coffee, and so hospitable, such a good guy, man. So that was really nice. But I was like, tough week. Everything stacked against me in terms of ordinarily, if I didn't understand this stuff, and in the past recently, I would have shut that down straight away and just said on Friday night, we didn't get back till late Friday night. Look, Fiesta, I'm knackered, man. I'm too tired to drive. I don't think I'm going to make it. I'm sorry about that. And I just thought to myself, like, you needed to go. You had to do that. Yet there has to be a point again where you can start doing the right things again. And there has to be a point. And there has to be that point where you just say enough's enough. And
Yeah.
I reached out on Saturday and I'm gonna head to the gym today. And I just think it's start that journey again, start that path. But like it was tough. It was a real battle. It was. And those social comparison circuits when you're looking at others around you, look like they're living and flying. You speak about it. My mate and his pal who do marathons in 2 hours, 55 minutes and just absolute monsters. They don't think they got it together, man. So I don't think there's ever a point in life where you say, "Oh, I've got this, I've done this, and whatever." But just basically, the point I'm saying is, if there are those people in your life that are doing the right things and look like they're doing the right things to you, it's okay to not feel the same as them. But
Yeah.
also, if they invite you to do things for the betterment of yourself. Surround yourself with the right people. Like
Yeah.
I went because
For
it's my
sure.
brother and one of the pals, and just the more I spend time with those two people specifically, the more I want to do better, and
Yeah.
that's the reality for me. It's like, okay, these guys are on it, man. Why can't I be like that? And I don't judge success in that way, but for me personally, that's how I want to view my next few months. Like, how am I going to operate with
Mm.
those two? And hopefully it become, they said let's do this every Saturday. So fingers crossed I can stick to that.